The current period of high inflation is driving up the costs of just about everything, from groceries to other goods, and that includes houses. This afternoon, real estate expert Cindy Morrison is here with us to break down what we need to know about the current market if we're looking to buy or even sell a new home. Cindy, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So the housing market's changed quite a bit over the past few years. Tell us what it was like a couple years ago for those that may have not been in the market, but what was it like a couple years ago?
Sure. So pre-COVID, pretty much a regular market. Then we go into COVID and everybody wants to upgrade their home. All of a sudden they want a home with a pool or with property. So we had lots of buyers and very few sellers. So it really created a seller's market. Now we're beginning to go back to normal.
Yeah, and I know of people that bought their house in 10 minutes after it went on the market.
Me too.
Crazy.
I had clients like that.
But if you're looking to buy right now that it's kind of settled down, is this a good time to buy?
Actually, it's a great time. I don't really want interest rates to scare people, but there are 5 things that buyers really need to know. One is you have the power, the choices, and the time. What that means is people were offering way over list price. Now homes are going for list price. Buyers are asking for repairs again. So that gives the buyers power. Choices, a lot more houses on the market, even in the last few months. And time, instead of 3 days on the market, houses in Tulsa are now on the market 22 days.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, also be ready. Make sure that your credit is stellar. Make sure you have emergency funds, so if something goes wrong with the house, you can afford it. And make sure you are pre-approved. That is very important.
Yeah, I mean, it lets sellers know that you're serious and that you're able to do it. Now, mortgage rates, let's talk about that. They're the highest they've been in 14 years. Is that impacting the market at all, and is it scaring a lot of buyers off?
I think people are maybe changing the way that they look at it. I always talk about location, location, location. So if you know the location that you want to be in, then maybe you buy a little smaller. Square footage doesn't actually equal the American dream. So maybe look at a smaller home or look at something that you can fix up over time. Just make sure that you aren't house rich and cash poor when you're gonna fix up a home. So just do it as you can afford it and don't make your house the most expensive on the block.
Right, and I know the rates were 1.5, 2, during COVID and stuff. Do you think we'll ever see that again, or are we more back to normal? It's not like 1979 where it was like 13, but are we back to kind of a more normal number?
Well, my mom was selling real estate in the 80s when it was 18%, believe it or not. So I think we're leveling out. Will we ever see that again? Who knew COVID was going to show up? And actually, I remember thinking, where am I going to apply for a job because nobody wants to buy a house? How that changed when they dropped the rate to keep our economy going. So yeah, I think it could happen again.
Yeah, and very, very, very quickly, what about sellers? It's still okay to sell right now?
Absolutely. The inventory is beginning to creep up. So really, it's better to get your house on the market now than in a few months when it's usually the dead time of real estate, but also you'll just have more competition.
Okay, Cindy, thanks so much for your time this afternoon.
My pleasure. Thank you.